Well, the term hybrid war, it's true, has a interesting history. It's used a lot, as you said, in military documents of all kinds, by the way, not just in the United States. The Russians also write about it a lot. There's a lot of Russian theory on hybrid war, but let's leave all of them out. Let's just take the term for what it is. Um, yeah, okay. The United States has, as Nick said, 800 military bases around the world. It spends, God, $1 trillion a year on its military. If you add in the energy budget, nuclear stuff, intelligence, God knows how much they spend on intelligence or whatever the hell it's called. It's a trillion. No, nobody can beat that. That's one form of power. But the form of power that we don't look at much is information war and that power, because there nobody can beat the United States. Nobody. The Iranians don't know how to do it. The Chinese don't know how to do it. The Russians certainly don't know how to do it. Okay, 2014, whatever happened in Kiev, coup, Euromaidan uprising, doesn't matter. Victoria Nuland, high official of the United States government in the Maidan, on the phone with the ambassador saying, get rid of him, let's get him. Let's say that's just loose talk, okay? People on the phone, it's not, forget what happened there. But then we know that a president comes to power in Ukraine, Petro Poroshenko eventually, and drives a kind of ultra nationalist agenda where immediately there's groups go into mostly Russian speaking areas, and a conflict breaks out. Very soon there's a negotiation in Belarus, the Minsk agreements and so on. 14,000 dead, but they're not all civilians. A lot of them are combatants and so on, but still 14,000 dead. Okay, now here's the deal. Why was this so unknown to most people in the world? How is it that Russia was not able to put this on the table? Okay, it's true. Russian media itself talked about it, right? But imagine this. Imagine if the Russian ambassador to the UN every 3 or 4 months raised it in the Security Council. Every time Security Council sat, they put a resolution, let's say, demanding that Ukraine condemn the neo Nazis. Okay, now I know there's a vote that took place, several votes on condemnation of glorification of Nazism. That was a resolution put by the Russians, and Ukraine and the United States voted against it. But then nothing was made of that. When the United States does information war, they do information war. They will take Nicolas Maduro, who during the time when Nicolas Maduro was the foreign minister of Hugo Chavez, Western press used to talk about Mr. Maduro as being the reasonable guy in the administration. If you go back and look at the New York Times and so on, they said he is the reasonable guy. He's affable. He's able to reach out and talk to a range of people. He's an excellent foreign minister, by the way. Suddenly, Mr. Maduro becomes the president, and within a second, they've really just transformed public opinion about Mr. Maduro. How did they do that? That's the science of information warfare, of manufacturing consent, what Edward Herman and Noam Chomsky call manufacturing consent. The West knows how to do it. It's not just that they have, they control the airwaves, CNN and AP and Reuters, all of that is true. It's not just that there is an affinity in Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch and so on, because they're all run by people in the United States. There's a kind of affinity. They have a general sense that, okay, US government does ugly things, but by and large it's good. That attitude is there. All of that is true, institutional. But they figured out how to also talk and how to put things on the table. They forced Russia and China to veto resolutions. They put a resolution condemning Bashar al-Assad, and Russia vetoes it. Now, why didn't the Russians put resolutions condemning Zelensky's government and force the United States to veto it, and then hold a discussion saying, look, 14,000 people dead, it's a UN figure, a UN report, and so on. So the West has mastered the art of information war, and it's in its game beyond everybody.